Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope readings for your North Node by sign and house for October 2023. Now, before we begin, three things. Number one, if you're new to the channel, the reason I use your North Node in readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's your soul path. It's what you're here to learn and experience in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant to your everyday life as opposed to your sun, moon, or ascendant sign in readings. Number two, these readings are for the individual soul path for the North nodes, not a collective readings for the general public or humanity, meaning that we have a personal soul path for each of us and we have a collective soul path as humanity. So these are geared toward each person's soul path. Now, lastly, you are going to want to watch two videos. You're going to want to watch one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house. So with that, let's begin. I'm going to connect to the energies and we can start. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Pisces or North Node in the 12th house. This is going to be your October 2023 Tarotscope reading. Okay, so the spread on this side of the table represents the first half of the month from the 1st to the 15th, and then this side represents the second half of the month from the 16th on. Now, the overall theme card that popped up is the Tower reversed. And what I'm seeing here is that, a lot of times people get afraid of some of the more so-called intense cards in the, tarot deck, like, the Devil or Death or the Tower. They're not bad cards. They're just cards that talk about the energies. In this case, the Tower is about change. And the reversed tower for me is about like a small little upset or a bump in the road, but it's going to happen in October, a small little bump, because it's getting you to transform from one state to the other. So, for example, sometimes things have to, like something has to happen in order to kind of like knock you to the next level or kind of wake you up. And so I see like a small bump in the road. It's going to be different for each of you, but essentially any sort of snags or bumps that happen in October, we're going to explore how to navigate that. So your timeline cards for the first 2 weeks are: you've got the reversed Four of Cups, you've got the reversed Hermit, and you've got the reversed Ten of Wands. And these are all good. What I'm seeing is that there's going to be an opportunity the first 2 weeks of October to do things like begin to unburden yourself. And I'm feeling like, the phrase like lighten up. And with the Four of Cups reversed, this is normally about, like emotional discontentment or disillusionment. And then when it's reversed, it's telling me like this is kind of like this little bump that happens, it's almost like the bump is like actually like kind of like waking you up. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like almost like when you think of someone having an epiphany, they could all of a sudden like just realize something. That's what the Tower reversed is also, you know, where it's like you're shooken up, you're woken up from it, and I feel like that's what is coming, you know, out of all of this. It's like you're able to the first 2 weeks begin to unburden yourself. It's like having this kind of like epiphany type of thing. Um, Move away from, you know, like emotional discontentment. Now the Hermit reversed is interesting because this is it's all this is saying that it's like you may have been trying to do things too much on your own, and that's where like that Ten of Wands, the burden card, comes in. And so the Hermit is like, okay, it's time for you to like, you know, not try to do things all on your own or through just your own efforts. And for you, Pisces, North Node or North Node in the 12th house, it doesn't necessarily mean, although it could, but it doesn't necessarily mean partnering up. But for you, it's about tapping into the help and assistance from the universe, from the spiritual side. Like you're tapping in, you're becoming a co-creator with the energy of the universe, however that looks for you. Some people like say it's through like spirituality or religion or, you know, whatever it is, like the magic of the universe. Okay, you're like becoming a partner with it, as opposed to what I feel like, you know, a lot of you may be just trying to do things on your own, and so you're constantly learning to like partner up, and that's what that Hermit reversed is. Now it goes along with this because you've got the Moon card, and then you've got the Four of Wands, and with the first 2 weeks, what this is the Moon card is about the mysteries, things that are hidden, things that are under the radar, things that are like subconscious. Okay, everything, you know, the mysteries of the night. There's great power there, and that is one of the things that is going to help you tapping into that, tapping into the mysteries, things that aren't readily, you know, known to everybody, type of a thing. Okay, um, so you know, it's almost like it's almost like the mysteries could become very clear to you the first 2 weeks. That's part of this whole epiphany thing. And the other thing about, you know, with this Four of Wands is this is about creating a stable base from a um, from a position of like celebration, if that makes sense, because fours are all about stability and a stable base. But you might say, okay, how can you create a stable base from the celebration of life? Well, it's like when you are celebrating each day in some way, that's why the emotional discontent could start to like fall away. When you are feeling like you are part of the greater universe, you're not just this separate like piece in one corner of the universe, but you're actually like working with the universe. You're working on your path. You are melding your energy and teaming up and co-creating with the universe in whatever it is you want to do. And you're coming from this whole thing with the attitude of like celebration, like how good life can be. And so I just see this like feeding in to each other, like feeding into this positivity. And the result is lifting of burdens. The result is emotional, discontent could be falling away, and like feeling like you're not by yourself, okay, doing things. So yeah, very, very powerful first 2 weeks. And as I said, I feel like it's going to be sparked by something that for some of you, it might seem like a bump in the road. For others, it could be like an epiphany, but it's all going to be definitely positive, because I do see this like lifting of burdens, both mentally and emotionally and physically for that matter. Now, moving on to the second half of the month, you've got the Queen of Cups on your timeline. You've got the Ace of Swords. You've got the Ace of Wands. Now, really, what this is that I feel for a lot of you, um, it's almost like receiving gifts, or the thing that popped into my head was arming yourself with the gifts that are available to you. Okay, so arming yourself. So you have the Ace of Swords here, grabbing the sword with the laurel wreath and crown. Okay, grabbing the wands, which is energy and enthusiasm and creativity. But the key here is with the Queen of Cups, and you've got a crab here on this card, and you've got a crab here on the Moon card. So the key for all of this is that when you're tapping into that unseen, hidden energy that permeates the universe, and you become this working as a co-creator with the universe in your life, it's like you are being armed with more gifts to use. So the end result is, what are the gifts? The gifts are strength, victory. You've got the wands here, which is inspiration, creativity, physical energy, and it's all like moving towards something that is for your highest nature, and your highest best timeline. What are your advice cards? Well, you've got the Eight of Cups reversed, and you've got the Six of Pentacles reversed. Now, the second half of the month, what's important is that you don't forget or walk away from your emotional past, but you learn from it. You take those lessons and you actually can use it as fuel moving forward in your life. It's important that you don't walk away from them, because with your South Node in Virgo or the sixth house, there could be that tendency to, all right, I'm done with this mess, and I'm like walking away from it. For you, what's important, it's about incorporating it into your life. You don't want to keep it um like, I guess, actively alive in your life, meaning the difficult things in your emotional past. You don't want to, but you don't want to like completely cut yourself off for them. They were simply like a life experience. And with the Six of Pentacles reversed, it's kind of like this is also saying, don't forget to ask for what you need, especially when it comes to you know the universe, because how do you become like a co-creator with the universe and step into that Piscean North Node, or the North Node in the 12th house? Well, it's going to require communicating with the universe. How do you do that? Well, through meditation, through, affirmations, prayers even. So yeah, it's really important that with this Six of Pentacles reversed, it's allowing the universe and sometimes allowing other people to give to you. But the universe doesn't know what it is you need unless you're asking for it, unless you make a petition for it, type of a thing, okay? And that's just like, it could be as simple as I said, as like an affirmation, like writing down, you know, what it is your goals are, what it is you want. I mean, for each person, it's going to be different. But remember, you cannot interact with the universe without interacting with the universe. You got to connect with it. You got to, I mean, all of the great spiritual traditions are interacting with the higher universe in some way. As I said, it could be a daily meditation. It could be oracle cards. It could be asking a question and, pulling some oracle cards, or, tarot cards, or whatever the case may be. But becoming that co-creator, you have to remember, you have to let your needs, desires, wants be known. And even like some people do it through a journal, just like a daily journal. Like, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to do this, or, as I said, affirmations. But that's what's important as you're going through this. But I really feel this is a super positive month. Just remember for you that as you're having these new epiphanies break in your heart and mind, and you're realizing different things, always, always, always remember that for you, shedding burdens, staying positive, making life a celebration, um, allowing yourself to, do things that are not always practical is really good for you. Okay, anything like that, to that effect. And these new gifts and things that are coming to you, make sure that you are recognizing them and using them. But as I said, the key for you is in that connection to the divine universe. That's where it is all for you, and that's where your power and your happiness are going to be found, because you've had enough lifetimes of practical, Virgo, earthbound type things. Now it's time to balance that out by tapping into the greater gifts of the universe. So anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life, you like a personal reading, anything about work, career, love relationships, family relationships, whatever the case may be, there's going to be a link to my website down below in the description box. And I can also pull your astrological information and do a soul path reading. All that information is going to be down there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Reach out to me in the comments. Say hi if you have any questions. Love to interact with you all there. Please hit that like button, and we'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings.